All right, everyone, we're going to start this one more time from the beginning. So my husband and I have been in this industry for 30 years, and it literally was a challenge to find this company. We had had a big success backed by a big success, only to find out that the people that were driving those ships were not who we thought they were, and it was not the long-term success in business that we wanted to stay with for the long term. When the people at the top care more about money than they do about the people, it's time to go. So my husband and I looked for over 3 years to find the right company that we could put down roots and we could stay with for the long haul. And it felt to us at times like, if you're a Bible reader, like the children of Israel walking through the wilderness. We felt like we were going on a journey that we didn't know where it would end. We didn't know where the promised land was, but we knew that when this industry is done correctly, when people are putting the heart first and they're putting the people first and they are really putting things in place correctly, you can make a long, long run. You can make a whole lifetime with a company that can become a legacy that you can leave to your children. And that's what we wanted. We wanted a place that we could be honored and privileged to work with good people, helping good people, and make something that would last a lifetime. So we actually were led to this company through a late night inspiration that my husband received. We were really, truly looking for a company. Most people that we talk to aren't on the hunt for a network marketing company, but we knew enough to know that when you have had residual income, there is nothing better. So we were one of those rare people that were looking for a network marketing company. And he got the nudge right late at night to call the CEO of Activz and find out more about the company. And I have to tell you, I didn't realize how important that phone call would be until the next morning. And I'm not going to go deep into backstory, but you need to know that my husband lost a leg, and it put him into a deep depression. It put him in bed. It put him feeling like life had passed him by and there was no reason to get up in the morning. So a lot of days he wouldn't. And most nights he was in so much pain, he would sleep not until the wee hours of the morning. He would be up all night in pain. And just as the sun would start to come up, we've actually figured out it was due to the barometer shifting. He would finally be able to fall asleep. And so we were on opposite schedules, and it just was making life really, really difficult. And the night that he talked to David Brown, he went into a box of products that we had collected from hundreds of people and so many different companies that had given us or, sent us product to trying to get us to come to their company. And a lot of them just went into a box. And he had gone into that box and realized that we had some products from this company, Activz, that had been sent to us a few years back, and they'd just gotten added to the pile. They'd just gotten thrown in with all the rest. And he dug through it and tried some our link that Activz offers. And the next morning when I came home, because I always ran my errands in the morning so that I would be home when he woke up so I could help him. And I came home a little bit early, it was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I got home. I figured he wouldn't be awake till 2 or 3. And I got home and he was sitting at the kitchen counter dressed. And that had not happened in years. And I asked him how he was doing, and he said, good. And it literally brought me to tears because I hadn't heard him say anything but a boatload of negative for years. And I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what had changed. And then I found out that he had taken Link from a company called Activz. And that to me was literally world altering. When you see someone's life change that dramatically, that fast, I had to know more about the company. I called the CEO myself that day, had a long talk, and the next morning we were in the car driving to Utah. We drove 800 miles. We live in Arizona, and drove 800 miles and spent the next 4 days with the corporate people that we have known actually for years. We've known David Brown and Ryan Thompson, Angie Hawthorne for well over a decade. In fact, we've known Ryan for almost 2. And we love and honor them. We've literally made millions of dollars under their care. And we know that their hearts are in the right place. We know that they know how to run a company and take it to the heights. We know their vision of becoming a billion-dollar company, and we knew that we could trust them, but we still had a lot of questions about all the details behind everything because, like I said, we've been on the hunt for a very long time. We weren't about to settle just anywhere. We wanted a home that would be forever home. So what we found when we got to the other end is that Activz does have products that alter lives. They have products that are cutting edge, that are very proprietary to the company. 3 of their trifecta products are under patent, that have a patented process to make sure that they are time released in the intestine, getting through the harsh acids in the stomach and released in the intestinal tract. That's our link that changed my husband's mindset, and Optimend. Link is butyric acid, and it's a short chain fatty acid that is absolutely necessary to feed your cells. We eat food every day, but they don't contain butyrate or butyric acid, except for butter and ghee. And I don't eat any ghee, and we hopefully don't eat enough butter to do the amount of good that our bodies need through butyric acid. And so it's one of those things that is just an absolute blessing to find. I've talked to multiple doctors in the last year and told them that we have a butyric acid product, and they've either never heard of it and are fascinated to learn about it, or they know that it's impossible to get people to take it because of its smell and its taste. But because of our patented process, each molecule is wrapped and it masks the smell and the taste, and it allows butyrate to get into the body in its pure form. So butyric acid, that short chain fatty acid, does everything from feeding and restarting those hormones, which is what made such a huge difference for my husband, releasing more dopamine and serotonin. Do you know anybody in your life that could use a shot of happy? Do you know anybody in your life that has a child on the spectrum, or maybe has a little bit of something going on in their brain themselves, that could use the BDNF that comes from butyric acid, the brain-derived neurotrophic factor? Okay, you might not know what that is. I didn't either, but I asked one of our neurosurgeons that's on board here with us, Activz, and he said it's like Miracle Grow for the brain. Do you know anybody who needs a good shot of Miracle Grow for their brain? I think we all do. I love having the brain fog gone. And I love knowing that my brain is actually making more neurons and more synaptic connections because I have butyric acid in my body. It also feeds all of the cells that line our major organs and that line our stomach lining. So that microbiota, that is where our immune system lies. I know that it's helped our family through this last year and a half. We haven't been completely isolated, because if you get a virus on your hands and you touch your face or you breathe it in or you get exposed to a virus, it's not going to put a bubble around you. You're still going to get sick, but we've gotten sick so lightly in comparison to so many people that we know that were dramatically affected. I know that it's had a huge impact on our immune systems and how quickly we were able to recover. I love that it's been able to help my digestive system. We have digestive issues in our family, and I'm so grateful to be able to take my genes and do a 90-degree turn, and I don't have to necessarily go down the path that maybe I would have been genetically inclined to go down. So if you have something in your family line that you're maybe genetically inclined to, wouldn't you like to take a 90-degree turn? Link has absolutely changed our family's life. Optimend is the other one that is under patent, that patents and wraps the same molecular wrapping, the tetrahydrocurcumin that comes from turmeric. Normally, turmeric would have to be broken down in the body to curcumin, and then if it does get lucky enough to be metabolized, they're both large molecules, so a lot of times it just gets flushed out. But if it does get metabolized, it gets metabolized into tetrahydrocurcumin. Well, our amazing scientists have figured out how to just get the tetrahydrocurcumin. I don't know how they do it, but they do it, and they package it inside these little molecular wrappings that time release in the intestines. And because of that, you're getting a sure, straight, concentrated shot of the best, most active part of the turmeric plant. Turmeric is known to be one of the best anti-inflammatories that's natural in the world, and we have the strongest form of it. which means that we can naturally lower people's inflammation and lower their pain. Do you know anybody that has achy joints? Do you know anybody that's blaming it on old age? Well, wouldn't you like to know, and wouldn't they like to know that there's another way? They don't have to just give in to that. They can get their hands back. They can get their knees or their hips to not hurt all the time. We've helped so many people avoid surgeries. We've helped so many people be able to turn back the clock and be able to get things working right again. I myself was starting to get some pain in my wrists about 2 years ago, and now I can do push-ups again. I do push-ups every single day just for the sheer joy of being able to do it. Who do you know that their life would be improved if they could have full use of their joints again? Who do you know that has an autoimmune disease? Who do you know that has some sort of a meltdown with their health that has gone sideways as they've gotten older? Do you know that those things oftentimes, in fact, almost always are leading and caused by oxidative stress? Do you know that our third product, Genomics, is the strongest NRF2 activator in the world, and NRF2 lowers oxidative stress. It starts an enzyme in the body called superoxide dismutase. We all have it as children, but about the age of 20, it starts to go to sleep. And having NRF2 activated in the body, which Genomics does, turns back on that enzyme. NRF2 is the master regulator. It is a signaling protein that literally tells your genes turn on or turn off or produce more or produce less, depending on what is needed to find that balance in your body. It's an incredible product. It's an incredible breakthrough. The doctor behind it, Dr. Joe McCord, has been nominated for the Nobel Prize of Medicine 4 times. It's that big of a deal. He was given the Elliott Cresson Medal for the discovery of it because it literally will change all of humanity. The other recipients of that medal, one created the telephone. Maybe you've heard of Alexander Graham Bell. One created the airplane. Maybe you've heard of Orville Wright. Maybe you've heard of Henry Ford, who took things from horse and buggy to an automobile. These people have literally changed the way we live our lives, and Dr. McCord is listed on a list among those greats. We have access to his science. We have access to his strongest science, and we have access to any future science that he may discover. We are in an incredible place here at Activz to have cutting edge products that change lives. So Genomics lowers oxidative stress and balances the cells in the body. Link feeds the cells, feeds the gut and the brain, and gets everything functioning right. And Optimend lowers inflammation and lowers pain. A 1, 2, 3 punch that absolutely changes people's wellness. We loved the fact that the company was brand new in the United States. They opened for business back in 2017 in Mexico, and then it passed on down to Peru and Colombia and Bolivia and the Dominican Republic. And it's just recently gotten its head start in the United States. So if you're hearing about this and it's early 2022, you are hearing about this right as they are barely getting out the door. They're barely just doing their first 100, 150,000 in volume, and word is just barely getting out. You could walk down the street in pretty much any town in this whole United States, and I would be surprised if you could find anyone who had heard of Activz. There's a meeting going on right now in a little tiny town in central Utah. Our CEO, David Brown, is there, and it is probably the biggest, most concentrated gathering that you could find anywhere in the United States. And it's in a little tiny town called Orangeville, Utah. And that's where the biggest influx of distributors lives. That should give you an idea. It's not LA, it's not Chicago, it's not Miami, it's not Dallas, it's Orangeville, Utah. It's still wide open. And the reason it's so concentrated there is because they're a small town and they all have big hearts. They told their friends, they told their neighbors about these life-altering products, and it has grown like wildfire. So who do you have in your life that you need to tell to be able to make their life better, to be able to improve their health, to be able to give them a chance to turn back the clock inside every cell and to be able to feel so much better than they have perhaps in decades. That being said, the timing of the company is incredible. And we knew from a lot of experience that when you can get in early with a company that changes lives and that lasts a long time, that's when fortunes can be made. So we love showing people the model of how to build a business around a good company and a good product. That's what our passion is. Our passion is in retiring families so that they can come home to do whatever it is they were supposed to do with their life. I do not believe any person was put on this planet to sit behind a desk working for somebody else. I don't believe anybody was designed to sit in rush hour traffic or trade away their precious hours for a few dollars. We love the idea that we can show people how to create a residual income. I hope that as I've been talking, you've thought of a few people that need the products, but I hope also that you can think of a few people who might need to make some more money. Maybe they need to make up their retirement. Maybe they need to make up an investment that was lost. Maybe they need to make up a business that was lost. So many people have had their lives taken and turned upside down and shaken over the last couple of years. I know that you know somebody who absolutely needs to recreate their finances, needs to rebuild their savings, and needs to get back on their feet. I also can pretty much guarantee that you know people who are being affected by the inflation rate that we're seeing right now. The cost of goods is going up more rapidly than anyone can keep up with a regular job. Jobs do not pay you enough or grow in payment fast enough to keep up. So it's absolutely imperative that we show people how to make an extra $1,500 a month just to be able to break even with where they were at 6 months ago. So we show people how they can set themselves up in business for themselves for as little as $500. And that gets them $750 worth of product, gets them a back office, gets them a full company to do all of their back end, all of the product manufacturing, the product development for new products, the manufacturing, the shipping, the processing, the legal department, the finance department, the customer service department. It's all in place to support you and your business. You are in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. It's as if you were able to buy a franchise for as little as $500. And yet the company isn't going to mandate and regulate like they would if this was a regular franchise. They're simply going to help you. The trainings are free. The ability to work on your own is yours. And yet you have a whole group of people that are at your back, cheering you on, guiding you step by step, showing you how to build this. So could you find 4 business partners who would like to make an extra $1,500 or $5,000 or $50,000 a month? Do you know a few people that would be entrepreneurial enough to take a risk that really isn't a risk? The company gives a 90-day money-back guarantee on the products. And when you sign up, you're buying $750 worth of products for as little as $500. If you just sold your original product, you're money ahead. But when you bring on your business partners, that gets you your ROI as well. And the next step is then to help those 4 find their 4. So we help them. They don't necessarily know what they're doing. So we take their hand and we show them how to build this business. And we help them tell a few more people, maybe out of reach of the people that you yourself could talk to. We learned a long time ago that the power isn't what we knew or what we could say. The power was in finding a few people and creating a network, because they knew people that we could never touch. They knew people that we could never have influence with, or that we could never have that conversation with. But they knew people who knew people who knew people that would take it to the world. And we learned the power of networking. There's a phrase that we absolutely love that J. Paul Getty said long ago, that he would rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of his own. And too many people are stuck in the rut of 100% of their own effort. Well, what happens when you get COVID? What happens when you get sick? What happens when you get injured? What happens if mom or dad has something happen and they need your help? Guys, life's gonna happen. Are you preparing? We were taught by a mentor long ago that you've got to dig your well before you're thirsty. You've got to put things in place before you need them, because when you need the extra money, all of a sudden you can't work. It's too late. So you've got to create that income on the side. You've got to create that wealth pocket where you can take care of your own health and you can take care of your own finances, because the whole world can take you and turn you upside down in an instant. And then what? So we look for people who are open-minded enough to realize that, to put themselves in a position where they can start to create that safety net and something of an environment where they are in control of it. So if you find your four and you help them find their four, and then you teach just your four to help their people find their four, now you're making $1,500 a month. And the one-time bonuses that come in weekly, they pay you as that fills in, and the total that it's going to be is over $4,000 that will be paid as people come in and fill that level. That's real money. That's real money that can pay off debts, can pay off credit cards, can put you in a place where you could buy a new vehicle if you need to, or whatever it is that you need to do. Maybe you've got an appliance that's been making strange noises. Maybe you've got a tooth that needs to be fixed. Maybe your tires are bald. I don't know what your needs are, but I have been in a home and married for long enough to know that there's always something that needs to be fixed. So whatever it is that's yours, whatever it is that's been on your back burner because you haven't had that extra $600 or $2,000, this can start to help you pay off those things and get them pushed to the top of the list. Get them fixed, because otherwise the day is going to come that tooth is going to crack and fall out, or the tires are going to blow, or the washing machine's just going to not work anymore. And too many people don't have the savings set aside to take care of it. So this shows people a way that we can walk them step by step and help them make a few $100s that turns into the $1,500. And when the next level fills in, they've made over $10,000 in one-time bonuses, and their residual that comes in month after month after month, not based on their efforts. It's that 1% of 100 that we talked about. So you do your little bit, they do their little bit, and you get percentages of all of it, because the company knows that they wouldn't have those people without you. At that level, $10,000 in one-time bonuses and $5,000 a month residual. Is your company offering you a $5,000 a month raise? If they are, you're in an anomaly. Hold on to it for as long as you can, but you probably aren't. This company literally will show us how to do step by step, building a business around products that make a difference and give value to whoever you talk to. I hate sales. I am not a salesman. I am a mom, and I love people. And I love that with this business, I can give value to whoever I talk to. If it's somebody who just wants to have their hands back, I can show them how to do that. If it's somebody that just wants the headaches to stop, we might be able to help with that too. And if it's somebody else that has a bigger concern with their health, I'm not a doctor and we can't make claims on our products, but I know that we can lower the oxidative stress and we can lower the inflammation. And almost every disease known to man is driven by one or both of those things. So what do they have to lose? I know that by sharing this company with them, I can give them value in the quality of their life. I know that if they'll follow my lead and just start to build a business and start to see who is interested in building a business, not everybody needs to be. They're just looking for people to be business partners with out of billions and billions of people in this earth, that most of them right now are looking for a way to get healthier and make more money. Let's face it, we all just made some sort of resolution or thought about the new year to some level, and almost everybody, if they were honest, would tell you that their resolutions are based around making more money, getting some of that stress monkey off their back, and or getting healthier in some way. Maybe they want to get more fit, maybe they want to lose weight, but they all have some goal around getting healthier. Our company literally meets the trends of both. When you have all of those factors of company and timing and trends and product and compensation come together, it's like a perfect storm. And it's exactly what we were looking for. And after 3 years, we jumped in, we put down roots. We knew this is where we could stay because we know that David and Ryan and Angie are going to drive this company to be a billion-dollar company with or without us. We wanted to be a part of it. We wanted to be in that place where it could benefit our family and the hundreds or thousands of families that we wanted to take to the top with us. We made a goal after our last company where we helped over 300 families retire, not based on age, but just based on their efforts for 18 months to 2 years. What are you going to do over the next 2 years that's going to dramatically change your life for the better? If you don't have a plan, we do. We're going to do it with or without you, but we'd love to do it with you. So who would you like to bring along with you? Whose life would you like to change? I promise you, it's exciting and rewarding when you give value to another person that gives them hope, that gives them back health, that gives them a better quality of life, and that gives them the finances to be able to live as long as their body will allow. It is so rewarding. It makes me feel like watching my child walk for the first time. When I see somebody get their life in order and be able to retire and walk away. It's so rewarding to watch people get their marriages back in order because they're not arguing over money anymore. It's so rewarding watching people have their health change, having them have the ability to be able to get off medications or lower their medication amount and be able to have that better quality of life. I love watching children that are on the spectrum rise on that spectrum and start to be able to have abilities they didn't have before. Have you ever helped someone come out of their shell? This is your chance to make a difference in the world. We teach people a 3-tier process. Find people, help them find people, teach them to find people. And we also teach a 3-tier process of getting things right at home, get your debts paid off, get your bills paid. And then as you help a few more people, it's going to grow. And now you can make a difference in your community, to your family, to the people that are on the outskirts of your life. And then when you teach your people to help their people find people and your check goes up again, now you can make a difference for the world. And right now the world is crying. Right now the world is in a mess of hurt and needs hope, needs help. Everywhere we turn, there are good things that need to be done. But unless you have the time and the money to be able to do it, you're not any help to the world. So get things taken care of at home so that you can make a difference for your loved ones and you can be ready when the world calls. That's what Activz has to offer. We're so grateful that you spent a few minutes with us tonight to hear about it. Thanks for being here. Get back with the person that told you about this, get your questions answered, and let them know if you're interested in being a business partner, because those 4 positions are going to go fast. We want you to be able to take advantage of being a part of one of them if you can, or get as close to the top as you can. And let's make a difference for your family and the people that you know. Thanks for being with us, everybody. This is a wrap.